Shalom, greetings, family. I'm excited to bring us our brother Maina. He is a theologian, a young theologian, and a climate activist. So delighted also, he is serving in the World Council of Churches under the banner Climate Justice and Sustainable Development Commissioning. We are so pleased to have him here. So excited to have such young people who are so energetic in striving to bring about a difference in communities. So today, on the first interview with him, I will leave a link below where I was talking a little bit about his work in the World Council of Churches and in his community, etc., etc. But on this one, we are having him to talk about the organization that they are pushing in the Kenyan space and to the world. So stay tuned to learn more about the wonderful work that they are doing. Brother, how are you?
Hi, brother. I am glad this morning to be in this space, and I'm doing very well. Thank God. Delighted to have a good conversation with you in the next few minutes or so. Yeah, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you and so witnessing and seeing your good works in the community to the world. We are
Mm,
so pleased to have such like you. Man. We are saying don't hesitate to keep on pressing on towards the mark.
Thank you. Amen. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Let's come to the matter, man. And do you feel like to say something with Minor before we jump into a matter?
No, I also appreciate what you're doing for the betterment of the community. And I hope people continue to follow in your dream and to be inspired by what you're doing. And we wish many God's blessings upon you as you do this noble work, all in service to God and humanity. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate men for the blessings. May God intervene.
Amen.
Yes. Without wasting much of a time, today we are
Yes.
here to talk about the young theologian
Mm,
initiative with Lorenzo. Please
uh,
tell us something about the organization that you are heading in the
yeah.
Kenyan space. What is the name of it, and why that name?
Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. So, first of all, I would say the name is Young Theologians Initiative for Climate Action. It's a long one, but in short, we say YTICA. And that is our name from the start till now and into the future. Because the foundation of the organization was young theologians to have a voice in climate advocacy, in the climate space. So we saw a gap or a niche in the responses that are given to climate change. And so the idea was to have young theologians from the institutions, from the communities worldwide, to also create their niche in their response to climate justice or to climate change. And so that is why that name and the foundation of the name. Do you want me to say how we came about it and how it is now?
Yes, you may continue to tell us how it came about it, the story behind, man. We are here for you.
Great. So the funny bit, I'm a co-founder of this organization, and the idea came about when we were in a similar climate conference together in Nairobi with some of my colleagues, my international colleagues. And so the niche was brought about by the discussions that were happening and our theological background across our different species. And so my colleagues and I, they serve in different spaces in the world, we decided to kickstart it, So we brainstormed around what should happen, who should accompany us, and how can we make the space available to everyone and give a platform to everyone. So its composition now actually is from different academic disciplines, because we feel we cannot do it alone as theologians. We need other disciplines as well to make it more holistic, to give it a wider reach as well and a wider audience, to be effective in whatever work that we do. And so it was majorly for the young theologians, but it is now composed of different academic disciplines, all with the aim of taking action in environmental justice, and sustainable development. But we do this through a framework, a theological framework. So there are theologians and other disciplines, but we use a theological framework or theological reflections and practical initiatives inspired by all the different disciplines that we have in the team. So that is our current composition and how we came about. In just a second, I would say, or in just the few lines I have explained about. Yeah.
Yes, we appreciate you, man. So what are the objectives of your wonderful organization? And since when have you been helping the communities?
Great. So we started at the end. We actually are very young, as even our name, Young Theologians. The organization is still young in itself, because we started this in end of 2022. That is when we started this organization, like December 2022, because we had the conference in November. So we started immediately in December 2022. And the objectives that have continued to define what we do, so they keep on, we are dynamic and we keep on changing with the needs of the world, or the needs of the communities that we serve, and specifically here in Kenya. So, but our main objectives were to integrate theology, the theological framework, with climate advocacy. So YTICA continuously and has continued to seek to bridge the gap between theological frameworks and theological reflections and climate justice actions. So we emphasize on the sacredness of creation and our space in creation, and our responsibility, as stewards of the earth. So that defines our first objective. But then we also seek to build communities, not even to build, to strengthen the capacity within communities in terms of sustainability. So and through that, we deliver workshops, we deliver webinars, and other learning platforms. So we enhance to develop the skills and knowledge of the members and the communities that we are in, to be able for them to lead climate action efforts in their different communities. And our last objective, last but not least objective, is to promote an intergenerational and ecumenical dialogue. And you can see that in our approach that we take. Yes, we are young theologians, but we do not limit ourselves to the young people only, because we know in different contexts you may have different populace. And so our objective on harnessing that power is to promote an intergenerational and ecumenical dialogues, So we ensure that there's collaboration and dialogue between youth, between church leaders, between community leaders, between environmental experts from different denominations, and now even faith traditions, and across different generations, so that we can have more of a united, what people term as a united front. We come as one in terms of climate action. So that is a picture we'd want. We do not want to be exclusive to others. And so that highlights our objectives and what guides our learning. And maybe also the objectives also, I don't know. Do I continue on?
Sure.
Okay. And in this way, the objectives also cover what we can call our focus areas. in terms of what we see we can be in more, and if allowed to mention, I can mention about 4 or 5 focus areas that we focus on as the Young Theologians Initiative for Climate Action. And one key focus area is on theological and environmental education. And that we endeavor to do that for theologians, for other disciplines, and for the children who form the core of our organization and I would say the target of our organization. So we try to, for theologians, we take it as literal as theology. For others, we can try to debunk away from the heavy theological terms and debunk it in a way that intersects with their disciplines, And so that is one key focus area that we have on environmental education that has a theological framework. The other key focus area is on advocacy, climate advocacy. And we do this from a local level, a national level, a global level. And so we have different initiatives that we engage the team to ensure that their voices are heard in both religious and non-religious and policy-making spaces as well, that we call the UN spaces, the community spaces. And so climate advocacy is one main focus area. The third focus area I would highlight most is on sustainable development projects. So, and these are local initiatives led by the children mostly. So they can be around proper waste management, around tree planting, around clean energy campaigns, around water conservation efforts. It depends with the people that we're having at that point, and with the community we are dealing with at that point, we are engaging with at that point. And so that forms is also our main pillar. And one last pillar I would highlight mostly is on is our focus, and now has been in for the last few months, is environmental justice webinars or sustainability webinars. So we have been having regular webinars that bring together experts, that bring together young theologians, that bring together other people from other disciplines. They can be IT, they can be health, peace, to discuss the sociological, the ethical, the social implications of climate change, the sustainability ways that we can ensure communities remain sustainable, and for now and for the future. So I'll term as that is our focus areas. And yes, that is, I would like to stop it there, brother, maybe. Yes.
We appreciate you, man. And I'm following really, and our viewers, this is wonderful, man, the work that you're doing in Kenya to the world. So let's talk about beneficiaries. What are your beneficiaries? Boys, girls, age groups, you name it.
So I would not coin it as beneficiaries, but maybe as the people that we work hand in hand with. They are both young theologians, young people across the board from other disciplines, as earlier mentioned, and they're both male and female. So we are very gender sensitive. Even I think from my background in gender, we try the best to be gender sensitive. So we have ranging from university students, from children, so in their primary schools, in high schools, university students, to even early career people, and those also developed in their careers as well. And so we reach out to local communities through environmental initiatives, projects, spearheaded by the team, And so we have, I would say, the people we work with depend on the program that we're having at that time. And so I think that is who you're terming as our beneficiaries. So they can be children at this point, they can be pastors or clergy at this point, they can be university students, they can be people in their early careers and those developed in their careers, they can be community leaders. It depends with the program that you're having at that time. But we have all, the main goal is a united front on climate action, as I mentioned earlier in the earlier minutes of our sharing. I hope that sheds a light on who we work with mostly. Yeah.
As a non-profit organization leader,
Yeah.
I, the Shalom Man, is every other time encouraging the community to say it's very important that you register your whatever vision, your whatever initiative with authorities. So, what encouragement can you give those who are doing a wonderful work out there, yet their visions are not legally registered? How can you encourage them?
First is to appreciate the impact that you're having in the communities, because whether they are registered or not, they are having an impact and they are fulfilling a calling that God has placed on all of us to be stewards, in whatever organization they are serving in. They're serving humanity and they're serving God, and but they may be limited if they're not registered in whichever level that is necessary for them, So because by having a formal structure or being registered, it brings credibility, it gives you access to resources, and also gives you the ability to expand impact that you're doing, because you're now registered. So that means you have an ability to expand your scope that you're working on. And I think one of the major things, it also nurtures accountability, within, which is very necessary for any growth of any organization. We are a young organization as well, but we encourage accountability in a big way, because that ensures that the efforts that you're doing, whether in climate action efforts, they can be sustainable and they can have a far reach. So that would be my message to the organizations that are having impact, but they're yet to register. We encourage them so much to register. It can be in any level, at your community level, university level, national level, regional level, as whichever level you feel would be necessary for you. It would be good to have that, and we build on those steps slowly by slowly. You do not have to start from up down. We always say as Africans, you do not climb a tree starting from the top. So start from where we are and continue growing slowly by slowly. Yes, that will be my message, brother.
Wow. I like this one, man. That was so incredible, full of wisdom, man. I'm believing that someone listening to this will shake him or herself into doing something right next time.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, I believe visibility is about impact. What impact can you share with us that your organization have so far done in the spaces of Kenya to the world?
So I would say our impact, further to what I can share in light, the impact themselves the community can share because they've received more of the same impact. But then again, I'd say we've been able to build a network of young people from diverse communities and diverse academic backgrounds, all working towards climate action, and having such a network. And one of our main mission is inculcating a culture of care for creation and seeing that we can build that culture through the young people, through the young children. That is the kind of impact that we are proud of, that we continue to seek for, and we continue to be proud of. So through the different entry points, whether webinars, whether education initiatives, community projects, raising awareness, our impact is with that, to raise awareness and inspire real change on the ground. So it is to empower young Africans as well to lead climate justice movements. And we are seeing the fruits. We are seeing that we're seeing young people impact the young people and impact the other older generations as well. And so that is how I describe our impact of this network of people that we are happy they're having a new culture, or building a culture of care for creation. That is how I describe the impact that we're having across the communities that we are in, more so here in our country, in Kenya. Yeah.
Great. You're doing a great job, man.
Okay.
So as we further on with this interview, do you perhaps would be excited to share with us if there be any challenges that you're facing in the movement?
Yeah, I think with all movements and all things, there's always that side of it. And there are sometimes I say challenges are opportunities for growth. And so the challenge, I think, which is common for every movement and all organizations is limited funding, and sometimes competing priorities, I would say. So I'll describe that maybe as the challenges I would think so, but we try as much to get through them, and to keep the initiative and movement going. So this we do. How we keep going is through collaborations with other organizations, churches, with other networks as well. Because the only way to go about this is partnership and collaboration. So if they are about funding, when I bring in my small funding, and the other partner brings in their small funding, we can do something together, And sometimes we need, sometimes some initiatives do not even need finances; they just need collaboration and the spirit of communism and Ubuntu, as we call it, benefits to all, and so that is how we try to overcome the challenge of limited funding sometimes across all initiatives, because you cannot have enough money for all these things, and so that is how I describe such in my perspective. Yeah.
Despite those challenges, what really kept you going, man?
I think, as I shared, is the people that we work with, who you termed as the beneficiaries. Those are the people that keep us going, because of when we think of collaborations, it doesn't have to be in terms of funding. It can be in terms of bringing together your expertise, your knowledge, your time, which is a key resource and human resource as well. So by having people volunteer, by having good teams working with us, that is what I would say keeps the initiative going. And the good support that we have from like our university, St. Paul's University, and from our mentors, senior mentors in the organization, keep us going. So we have our able professors, we have our able clergy and patrons and matrons who keep us grounded, motivate us to do more and more, and even advise us as well. So that is how I describe as how we keep going day by day.
Lovely. So taking you a little bit with the challenges that you somehow mentioned around organizations, do you maybe have some advices on how to get those challenges addressed?
Yes. I feel every organization maybe would have their different challenges. But if you're looking at same challenges that I highlighted, you may be looking at that, as I shared earlier, as a key strategy for you. And to also open up your space to other people to join in and to come in to share in your dream. That helps as well in resource mobilization, I would say, by allowing people to nurture your dream with you. Because you say no human is an island. So it would be good for your team and for your organization to open up to others to come and build upon what you're doing and to share with you what they are doing as well, and be open for them to share what they have with you and for you to share what you have with them. So I would say be with the people. They will give you the solutions to the challenges that are there as well. The solutions come from the same people who are experiencing the challenges. So it will be good for them to reflect inside with the people as well, and with the teams and networks that they're working with. So that would be my message to them as well. Yeah.
Lovely. When you were speaking earlier, I picked something that you emphasized to encourage people about collaboration.
Yes.
Would you mind to say something around the importance of collaboration? I like it when you say that it's not all about financial needs. Sometimes we need collaboration to push the work.
Yeah. I don't know what else I can mention on that, but it is a very important factor for any kind of success in any organization, because in what you're doing, there are other people as well doing that, maybe in another way or using another method, but there's always other people doing the same thing with you. And so by you collaborating means you can have more impact and you can get to more people, you can scale up and you can have new perspectives to what you're doing, and you can also teach others. And by you teaching others, it means you having also more impact, So collaborations come in to really build the structures that the organizations have. And so it is a key necessity for any organization, I would say, because for any field, you have other people in the same field. I do not think there's any field that has only one person in that field, maybe. So that opens up the great need for collaborating together. Yeah.
As we round up this interview, man, what are your last words to the people watching?
I would also speak of climate action, because that is what we were speaking about today. And for people who think that things of climate change are just for scientists to deal with and for governments to deal with and all, climate action is not just about science and about scientific data that are produced by the scientists. It is also a matter of faith, and it is also a matter of justice, and that cuts across any faith, any non-religious entity as well. It is a matter of justice to any human, and we invite everyone, all communities, all young theologians, all academic disciplines to join us. Even they do not have to join a network, they can form a network of their own, to join us in this. We call it sacred work, because it is God-ordained work of healing creation, of treating creation as we are part of it and not above it. So let's turn to action, recognizing that caring for the environment and for creation is caring for humanity as well, and showing the love that we have for God. So in the simple ways, in the small actions that we can do, that is what I would say. Climate action is about justice as well. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. That was a great sign off. Well, family, that was Maina doing a lot of work in his community to the world. We are so delighted to hear such like him, who are trying at his level best and alongside with this team to bring about a difference in communities to the world. I hope this interview was of good help to you, even as you got to learn about the work that they're doing. And also, you are welcome to work with them, support them in the whatever way that you feel like this you can appreciate them with, in the good work that they are doing. So we are so delighted wherever you are. We are encouraging you through these interviews and conversations that you do great things, exploits in your communities for the glory of God. Without wasting much of your time, let me salute the moment that we had with you. Until next time, we always bring you tidings going further. Brother, thank you once again.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great.
Blessing. So thank you so much. I hope this was of good encouragement to you as we were making a great time with Brother Maina. You heard the good work that they are doing in the community. As it's very important to be encouraged, inspired in doing good in the community. Let me know what good tidings you are doing in your community and going further. I remain the Shalom, and let me see you on the next one. Until then, remain Shalom minded. I'm out.